What is going on, prospecting powerhouses? Hope you guys are doing well today. It's Tuesday, October 10th. I'm excited today to be welcomed and enjoyed and joined by Eddy Bautista, POD Hall of Famer. Guys, it's going to be a really good call today. Excited to have you guys here with me. As you always know, if you're watching with us live, throw a W in the comments below. If you're watching on replay, throw an R here below. Today, we are going to be discussing Eddy's success story in prospecting on demand. If you have a 9-to-5 job, if you are a student, if you have children, if you have a significant other, if you have a huge time requirement day by day by day that you need to utilize or trying to overcome because you want to actually create a digital marketing agency or a business that's going to pursue your entrepreneurial dreams, you want to listen to this call very closely. If you read the message above, you'll see that Eddy was able to bring his business from $500 a month to $2,500 a month in about 2 months' time with limited time because he was still in high school while he's doing it. The point of today is to show you that there's no excuses to be made. Everyone has 24 hours in the day. Some of us have other requirements. Some of us have less time in terms of our opportunities. But if Eddy can make it happen, if I can make it happen, if people in the Prospecting on Demand family can make it happen, you can too. So with that being said, Eddy, super happy to have you, man. Let everyone know what's going on. How are you, man?
I'm doing really, really good.
Glad to hear it. I'm very glad to hear it. Let's get started here by, first of all, just kind of giving everyone an idea of who you are, kind of what you do and what you're offering. Eddy, you've now graduated into college. Congratulations, first of all. As you are now going through college, what's your goals here as an entrepreneur? What are you really doing as an entrepreneur? Tell us.
Well, actually, I wanted to add something that I forgot to mention to you. I was while running my business, I went to high school. I was fortunate enough to even graduate from college. I have my associate's degree. Right now, I'm already halfway into my bachelor's. And
bravo, man. That's awesome.
So right now, I'm already a junior in college, and
Incredible.
I just graduated recently. And what I'm working on right now is on my marketing degree. It's kind of, we all have that part that we want to make our parents proud. And that's kind of the whole reason that I'm even going to school, because like you mentioned, a lot of it that I'm working now on is, since I don't have so much time now that I'm in college, I'm a full-time student. I take 12 hours per semester. That requires a lot of my time for studying and doing the homework that they require. And a lot of the systems that I've built for myself have made it so great, because I'm able to have a life, go to school, and still have a business.
Incredible, man. That's incredible. Guys, let me recap what Eddy just said to you to make sure you guys heard that. I thought that Eddy had finished high school while he was in Prospecting on Demand and utilizing our systems. Not only did he finish high school, he also got an associate's degree, so he's a junior in college already. Imagine how much time that took. Imagine the effort that it took to try to create a business while also going to school, whether it's to, do it for his parents or not. We've all been there, Eddy. We know what that's like, my man. But guys, the point that we want to bring to the table here today is we want to tell you that there's no excuses for time. Everyone has time constraints. Everyone is trying to figure out how to find the time to grow and nurture and continue achieving their goals for their business. Everyone. We all wish we had more time. Has there ever been a time where you're like, that was just the amount of time I needed? It's very rare. The most common thing you see or hear is, if I only had a couple more minutes, if I only had a couple more hours, if I only had a couple more opportunities. Guys, Eddy can do it. You can do it. That's the big thing here. So Eddy, let's get started here by kind of understanding where you were back in high school working on the associate's degree before you joined Prospecting on Demand. I know at that time you had purchased some other courses, doing really well there as well, but you wanted to figure out how to do prospecting a little bit better. I remember that was really the specific piece of the puzzle that you were missing. You were able to deliver really good results, really able to help people. You had some opportunities with referrals and local network, but you were trying to figure out what's the best way to get new clients. Why don't you share with us a little bit about that process?
So a little bit more on my background. The problem with that is that, like, my we'll call it my county or where I live is very low income. Usually there is so I'm making what I'm making as income is usually what a whole family makes as income per month. And so I'm able to do it. I maybe use 5 to 10 hours of the week just to do my work. And all couple hours that I use, it helps me. Why? Because I have SOPs built into it, of standard operating procedures, and everything is just following the procedures, and you can make anything possible. That's the way I've made it possible that
Love it.
I can automate it. If not, I have a VA that either works for me part-time or right now moving her more into part-time, but it was more project-based. And it was, like I mentioned, if you have standard operating procedures, just follow your process and just stick to it, and you'll succeed without a problem. So
I love that.
So like you mentioned, before joining POD, I've been doing web development since, what was I? I was 13, 14. I started helping a foster home. That's how I got started. And then before I joined POD, the problem that I had the most was sales. I can close the prospect. The problem is getting the prospect to even want to talk to you at the beginning. So I had just gotten into Facebook ads, and I had gotten a referral, but I just had that referral. Why? Because I couldn't generate more clients. And that was the problem, that I knew how to do my job. I just didn't know how to prospect, which was
Absolutely
the biggest problem that everybody has.
That's what I was going to say. I think mostly everyone in this industry, in the marketing entrepreneur industry, most people that are getting started, their big issue up front is trying to figure out, how do I actually get someone to want to speak to me? Maybe I know how to close my services, but even before I close anyone, even before I get paid anything, how do I just get someone on the phone? How do I just get someone to be interested in what I've got to offer? And Eddy also mentioned something prior that I think is huge, and that's SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures, systems. There's a reason we're always utilizing these terms. And if you hear all the videos we did, the one we did yesterday with Danny and the one we did the week before with Heather, if you guys listen back to those videos that we provide for you guys here in Powerhouses, you'll hear it time and again. It's about systems. The reason why that word is continually thrown around is not because it's just some magical term. It's because it's really going to dictate whether or not you're going to be successful in the long run. Something that you can look on that's going to consistently bring you leads every single day, whether it's automated or manual. It doesn't matter, honestly. It just matters that you have a system for it. If it's manual, here's exactly what you need to do every single day. If it's automated, hopefully it's a set and forget type of thing, optimized once a week or once every 3 days or something of that nature. And I want to give Eddy a shout out here, because when he joined Prospecting on Demand, I believe it was about halfway through the year that we had Eddy join us. And essentially when Eddy joined, he was also a master of some of his different systems, not necessarily prospecting, but he was getting onboarding systems locked in, development systems locked in, figuring out the best offers to get people interested in the first place, but didn't really know how to actually reach out and get the people interested to speak to him, right? So Eddy came to me with some ideas on how we can benefit the POD family by introducing some other unique systems for tracking and opportunities to understand what you're doing every single day. And we did implement those. And the POD family has benefited greatly from it. One of Eddy's big skills before he even joined POD was the importance of having systems. In fact, one of the things he did, and I don't know if Eddy knew I was going to bring this up today, but one of the things he did a couple months back that really inspired me to help the POD family even more was he's like, Alex, I love what we've got going on in POD. I want to see what I can do every single day, or what the methods are in total. And the way that I look at it may be a little different than you look at it. Check out this Trello board I've got. And Eddy sends me this Trello board, and it's the POD program broken down in this most unique way I've ever seen, in a way that I don't really learn. It's a different way than I learn. Sometimes I learn better through bullet point lists. Some people look at that and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to die looking at a bullet point list. Other people can't read even one paragraph. They have to see a video. Other people like to see it in pieces where you can have notes on each little piece, like a board, which is what Trello is. And he sends me this Trello board, and it starts off with interested prospect, hot prospect, what to ask on the sales call, the 5 methods that I can use for lead generation, what I need to do after I figured out what worked or didn't, 80-20 rule. I was amazed. I was absolutely amazed. I was engrossed by this. It was one of the coolest things I'd seen. And I actually brought Eddy onto the team, onto the POD team, to help us develop even better systems for the people in prospecting on demand. Because if I can learn something from Eddy, someone that has minimal time, but is capable of bringing in an additional $2,000 in revenue in his business in such limited time, well, we should probably implement that for everyone else in the family, right? If everyone else doesn't have a 9 to 5 and they're working their entire day working on it, but they're incapable of bringing on the revenue that Eddy was in the minimal amount of time, there's something to be learned from. That has to do with trying to automate your systems, trying to make your systems more effective. Now, Eddy nor myself are on here to tell you, you must automate. That's the only way for you to be successful. Surely that's what we want you to do in the long run. But there's, of course, requirements for you to be in person and on time for phone calls and opportunities on LinkedIn and cold emails. And there's a lot of great opportunity. But what you can learn today is that even with someone with limited time, setting up the right system can deliver you the results and the clients that you're looking for. Eddy, why don't you share with us a little bit about where this mindset has come from with you about systems? Was this something that you knew overall, like when you started your business, you wanted to always be systemized, or you learned it from prospecting on demand or someone else? Or when you started going through POD and the trainings, you're like, man, I need to create my system now so that I can really be effective as possible?
So the idea that I had was I started seeing that a lot of the things are very time consuming. So prospecting can be a very time consuming thing. Even web development in the beginning is very time consuming. And you start noticing a pattern. If you start noticing your day, it's some of the things that you do are again and again and again and again. And if you made a standard operation procedure, an SOP, it makes it so much easier for you to get out of the picture and you to be able to enjoy your life, which is what I've taken. And I've learned not only from POD, but also from the things that POD has taught me is the prospecting at a higher level, as well as I also learned some part of the SOPs, because some things I was missing of part of my puzzle, which was the prospecting part. And that was a part which is basically, if you don't have any prospects, you don't have any leads, you have no business.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, right? Because so many people struggle with this exact problem, Eddy. It's the idea that, man, Alex, I went through a bunch of courses and I started this business and I know now how to do SEO and website development and content development and Facebook ads, and I'm ready. And then it's like, wait, where's my first client? Oh, well, what do I do? Maybe I could just call some restaurants. 10 calls later, oh, I don't like that method. Maybe I should message a friend of mine. No response. Okay. What do I do now? They don't know the steps necessary for prospecting. And it's the most ironic thing ever. Why? Because most of the services entrepreneurs and marketers are offering is what? Lead generation, right? Let me show you how to get your own leads. And they're like, oh, how are you doing on lead generation, Eddy? You're my first lead. Right? So it's this weird catch-22 that we see in this business. You might have a lot of skills necessary to be able to be successful, but one skill that is a must, a prerequisite for you to be successful in the long run. And success can be determined however you want it: $1,000 in your bank, 5,000, six-figure year, whatever you determine success to be. A prerequisite to that success is that you understand what prospecting systems you must implement in order to achieve your success. So for Eddy, it was, I want to make $2,500 a month so that I can pay, what I need to pay, have some bills to pay, and be able to have some financial, room for when I'm done with college to really burst out and have a great business right from the get-go, right? That was one of Eddy's big goals, and he was able to accomplish that. Some people that join POD, one of their goals is, I want to create a six-figure agency over the next year. Okay, well, how do you do that? It all starts with the foundation of having a strong prospecting system. Yes, you need to have offers. Yes, you need to have services. Yes, you need to be able to help clients. But you can't do any of that if you can't initially reach out, if you can't initially get leads or clients in the first place. And that's why we're on here today, to share that with you. Now, guys, if you've watched Prospecting Powerhouse's videos over the last several months, if you've been a part of this and you enjoy what we're providing, I want you to be there this Thursday, live for my webinar at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a brand new training, share with you some of the great systems that Eddy and the Prospecting on Demand Hall of Famers have used to grow their business. We're going to share it with you guys for free, and we're going to share with you how to build the foundation for the rest of this year so that 2018 will be yours. That's the biggest thing. I cannot recommend enough, guys. Go register for that webinar. You'll see it above. Now, Eddy, I'd love to know from you and your thought process. You've been, very active in the DM space now, in the entrepreneurial space. What is your vision for when you're done with school? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to make a six-figure agency? Are you trying to help, 5 to 10 clients? What's really your goal? Why don't you share with us kind of your vision?
So it's I think it's something that I was going to mention a while ago, that the SOP really helped me in learning to build standard operating procedures, because right now I'm actually working I'm working on another side of my agency. I'm working on 2 different agencies. One is going to be for clients and lead generation for home services, which is known more as PPO or pay per lead.
Right.
And I love it for the reason that for PPL, you just build the business and you just work on your on the systems, the same systems, you can replicate them and scale them to the point that you can be dominating any niche with any kind of, with websites, doing Craigslist ads, etc. But I'm also right now working later on, once I'm finished or during the summer, I'm going to be working more on it, which is building my agency side. I'm going to be focusing more on Facebook ads. And I think that's something that POD really helped me, which is it's something that a lot of people don't consider, but we want to be the jack of all trades. And I think that's the problem that we all have. We want to know everything, try to understand everything, but that's what the procedures help you once you get into it, is that you have to stick to a maximum of 3 niches and stick to those so you understand all. And that's something that I actually another person from POD Hosen, what we learned together is
shout out to Hosen Toe, what's good?
What we learned together is that if you actually create you're not like a call script, but kind of we'll call it a call script. And if you follow it, it makes the call so much easier, because you already understand, okay, what are the objections that our clients or our prospects usually give us. If you write all that down, you have it right away, and you can answer any objections that they come at you with.
I love that, man. And it's so true. Being prepared is key to your success in the long run, no matter what you're preparing for. You've got to be prepared, though. I've heard a lot of people, tell me, Alex, why don't I do cold calls and get ready for sales calls right now by just kind of going out there and making things happen? Well, if you're creating an opportunity for yourself to make $1,000 to $10,000 in revenue, why squander the opportunity without being prepared, right? You better be prepared if you're going to have a sales call. Don't go on there and chalk it up to a learning experience. If it doesn't go your way, sure, then you could chalk it up as to a learning experience, but go in there with confidence, prepared that you're going to actually close something, that you're going to make something happen and create a mutually beneficial agreement. One thing also that Eddy was mentioning in terms of creating opportunities to delegate the right things that you're not strong with, or not being a jack of all trades, that's something that I do every single day, and Eddy will attest to it better than anyone. Eddy is part of the Prospecting on Demand team. He's one of the, I think, 3 people that we've brought on that is part of the Prospecting on Demand team. The other was Andres Velasquez, and the other was Adam Rundle. Both of them, all 3 of these people are very important to the POD team. Why? Why did we bring on Eddy? Well, Eddy came to me. He provided us with some solutions technology-wise that I was not prepared to offer, because it's not my skill. That's Eddy's. And he explained that it's going to be beneficial for the POD family. So is it my focus to then try to become the expert of technique or technical, camera equipment, video stuff, pictures? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Trying to set up my automations properly? Or am I supposed to delegate that to someone that's more skilled in it than I am? That's Eddy. That's why he's on our team, right? That's the key. Now, Eddy has the same thing, right? When he comes on and he says, well, I want to do prospecting better. Do I want to do it myself, or do I want to hire a VA to do it? Well, maybe I should delegate it after I learn how to do it. Okay, that's fine. Now I can automate my system with cold email. I can automate my system with LinkedIn. Oh, now I'm building a business. Now I'm saving my time. Now I'm creating $2,000 worth of revenue in no time, because I've actually put together a system. Do you guys start to see the gears turning? Are you starting to see the opportunities here? This is a give and take always. I'm giving, I'm taking, you're giving, you're taking. That's the big thing. Always provide value and glean value too. When you're on here, you want value to share, let us know. Put it in the comments. You're taking value from something that we said on the call, let us know in the comments. That's what this is about. That's what we're here to do. That's what the POD family does every single day. That's what we're all about, guys. So let's end this off on a strong note, Eddy. Let's give you the floor here. For someone that is right now kind of struggling in their business, struggling to put the pieces all together, why don't you give them your, manifesto, your thoughts on here's what you should do first and go from there?
I think the most important thing is, it's going to sound kind of biased because I'm already part of the program, but join the POD family. You're going to learn a lot. And you can ask anybody in the POD family, even the one that I forgot his name, the one that joined just last week that he won. He's learned that we're such a great family. We try to help each other. I've learned a lot from everybody there. They've helped me grow my systems. They've shown me what it was wrong with my systems, how to fix them and implement them better. So the thing that I would say as for me would be, look into your business and try to see, you take 5 hours to do the same thing every week. Let's say 10, 15 hours every week. What would you rather be doing in those 15 hours? Which you want to create a standard operating procedure, a standard system that you're taking out of the picture, and you're able to have that time with your family. Is it, do you want to spend more time with your kids? Do you want to spend more time with your wife? Do you want to go back to school? It's what you want to do, but that's how the systems help you. And honestly, how POD helped me was building those systems, understanding how to prospect correctly, and building those systems that fit my needs, fit what I want to do. And honestly, I would say, look at what you have, what you do currently, build the systems, and join the POD family to help you grow those prospecting systems.
Love it, man. I could not say it better than myself, guys. Hopefully you soon will be wearing this. Eddy, you'll be getting this one very soon, my guys. Hey, everyone that's watching, we appreciate you so much. Eddy, thank you for being on here with us today. Anyone that is watching now and enjoyed this, let us know with the 7 in the comments below. You guys know how we do. 7's my number. There we go, 7. Trying to do it with my hand. I guess it doesn't come off so good. Whatever. You got, yeah, it's kind of like a upside down L. You go with a 7, all right? 7's in the comments below. Register for the webinar now. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Eddy, thanks a lot, man. We'll see you soon.
Have a good day.